Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How is your week going?
Going great.
Yeah? Lots of excitement?
Sun's out. Like it.
Party.
All right, let's go. I have a quick story to start off our podcast today.
Okay.
All right, I was at a meeting of other business, like-minded entrepreneurs, and I had another business owner come up to me and go, "Hey, what's going on with Google?" And I was like, "Huh?" And she expressed her displeasure with Google, I guess, not checking her site and all of her site metrics tanking. So she's fairly a do-it-yourself person and going, "Hey, why is Google not caring about my blog and our articles that we're writing? What's going on?" So
what's going on?
What's going on? That's the answer to this week's podcast. All right, what's going on with Google?
Okay, hey, Google.
If you've noticed, you've been writing articles or you have articles written for you or whatever for your website, that's great. So what that does is it solves a potential customer's problems, right? You're not just writing about your day or, the new iPhone or something like that. You're writing about something around your category, something that solves a potential problem for a potential client that brings them to the site. So you're doing that correctly. We're assuming that you've listened to the podcast and you're doing that. Now, about 2.5 years ago, Google came out with this. They wanted more and more authority being addressed in your website. So meaning that they wanted those articles to be written by a real person with a real biography, with real bona fides, so that way the reader could trust that article. So basically what Google is trying to do is make sure that the articles that are being placed on your blog are written by a person.
Okay.
All right. And a person in authority who knows what they're talking about. And so there are some kind of backlinks or some kind of supporting links, something that supports this is a real human in our society doing this job. So that's why we should listen to them. That authoritativeness you need to address on your website. So that's what today's podcast is about.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
So having an author bio, very, very important. And you want to so that's what we're going to talk about today is having an author bio, super important on your website because those articles need to be attributable to a person. And you need to do that in two different ways. So one, you want to have a short bio next to probably on the main blog page. If you only have one author, put that little short bio right on that page. You can have something about the person's role. You want to have 3 lines basically about their role in the company, their experience, maybe some of their work history, and if you want to have like an interesting, hobby like pickleball or something like that.
Okay.
Now, on that little short bio, you should have a photo, smiling photo, of course, not anything crazy, smiling photo of the person, and links to the real bio, an author page on the website. So each of those, just to picture it in your mind, you need a blog page with an short author bio. Then when you click on that blog post, at the end of that blog post, at the end of that article, you're going to have the same or a similar author bio. That author bio has a link to an author page about the author page on your website. On this page, you definitely want to go more in depth into that person's background. So what do you think, Jamie, if someone wants to read or someone wants to see about an author?
Probably why they're writing about this subject.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely want to know why they are an authority in whatever that blog post is about. So if it's, if say for example, you're a roofer, you want to have how long you've been in the industry, your job title in there. You want to have any kind of licensing, any kind of schooling, any kind of experience. You can have those in bullet points. You can have it in a paragraph form. Definitely have that kind of information in there. Also, on that author bio page, you want to have a photo. Again, it could be the same or a different version of that photo of the same person, right, who wrote those articles on the short one. And you want to have links to a LinkedIn profile and any other page on the internet that might be about that person. So say, for example, that person was interviewed in a newspaper about, best practices for roofing or something like that. You want to have a link to that page. So these are all ways to reinforce that person's authoritativeness in that subject. So anything that if you've ever been, if you're a roofer who's been interviewed on TV, have a link to that YouTube video. Anything like that will help in increasing your the authority you have on that subject. Make sense?
Definitely, yeah.
All right. So the other thing that we always recommend now, once this is done and it's done correctly, you want to follow that up with a press release. And why do you want to follow that up with a press release, Jamie?
So continue the authoritative documentation, I guess.
Yeah, basically. So one way that Google is going to rate the authority of that person is how many links on other sites point to that person or that person's page on their website. So spend some money on a press release that'll go out to 400 outlets. Link to the first article that they wrote, and then also on that press release, a link back to that person's autobiography or that author page. Sorry, put that in that press release. The press release will go out. It will have links to that author page on there. Many of those links will disappear after 90 days, but some of them will stick. That's what we want. So anything like that will help drive your ranking for those articles. So we want to make sure that every article that you have has that bio attached to it, that bio link to it. On that bio page, like we said, you want to have a photo, links to your social presence. You don't need to link to your Facebook page or anything like that, but definitely to a personal LinkedIn page is a great idea. And then like I said, links to any newspaper articles, anywhere you've been interviewed, that kind of stuff. And then finally, follow that up with a press release. And, periodically, once a year or whatever, think about doing the same. So all of that will help any of the articles that you've written on your website grow in their ranking. And then when you grow those articles' rankings, you raise that ranking, that means your local authority will also increase. Most likely your competitors aren't doing this, because like I said, it's only been about the last 2 or 3 years that Google has been placing a priority on this. So if you're listening to this is a great way to outrank your competition.
That makes sense. And it's interesting that Google is trying to get a little bit better information on their clients.
Well, yeah, and with the coming AI, right? The AI, the generative AI that's coming out too. This will help with ranking on there, because that AI is going to scan and look for authoritative results, and so having all of these check marks right next to your website's name in that database of wherever that AI is getting that information, it's going to pick authoritative results. So having an author bio, having the schema done for that page as an author. That's also, sorry, forgot about schema for that page too. Makes it easier for that AI to determine that you are an authority in this field. So definitely make it easier for Google and the coming AI to rank your articles and rank your business. This is a must do, and it will become more prevalent over the next few years. But Google's been talking about this for more than a few years. And if you haven't paid attention, we have. But if you haven't paid attention, then yeah, It's going to affect your ranking. And when it does, it sucks. It sucks. Because I'm in countless Facebook groups where people are, my Google traffic went from whatever, to zero, or it has been, these Google updates that come out periodically, man, they can be really disastrous if you're not following what they say to do. So this is one that you should be taking care of in your business. Okay, Jamie?
That sounds good.
That's all. That's all I got, unless you got questions.
No, I think that it seems pretty straightforward, and probably should have been doing that from the beginning. Maybe not the press release part, but definitely identifying who is the expert in, and why are you writing this article? Because I do read quite a few in my industry. I'm like, wow, that's pretty, pretty salesy in there. So,
that's also unfortunate. But
yep.
The author part of this is a good idea to start doing.
Sure.
If you're not doing it yet, start doing it, please.
Perfect. Okay, with that, we will wrap it up for this week, and thank Adam for his time and for his disclosing all of these Google secrets and helping your business with search engine optimization. And so thank you very much. And also thank you for listening. We get tons of feedback on this podcast at both our LinkedIn page and our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10. And so if you do have a question about a previous podcast or any topic in SEO, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, and go ahead and put in that search term. And then chances are there's at least a couple podcasts on there. And if not, send us a message and let us know what you would like Adam to discuss, and we'll review that in a previous or upcoming podcast. And then make sure to always give us 5 stars wherever you're listening to us. That helps our ranking, and so we can reach more business owners. So with that, we will talk to you next week. Thanks, Adam.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.